Next symmetry element is alternating rotational axis of symmetry. And this alternating rotational axis of symmetry is also given by Sn. That will be your n-fold rotational axis of symmetry, n-fold alternating rotational axis of symmetry. So what is this n-fold rotational axis of symmetry? If you have a molecule, and so molecule will said to have alternating rotational axis symmetry if same arrangement of atoms appears, if same arrangement of atoms appears, if a molecule is rotated at an angle of 360 around an axis passing through molecule. So firstly, you rotate molecule at angle of 360 upon n, 360 upon n around an axis passing through the molecule. Okay, that's first thing you do. And then this rotated molecule is reflected in a mirror which is perpendicular to axis of rotation. Okay, and after doing this, if you get a same arrangement of atoms, if you get a similar arrangement of atoms, then molecule will said to have n-fold alternating rotational axis of symmetry. N-fold alternating rotational axis of symmetry. So what you do is you rotate molecule at angle of 360 upon n around an axis which pass through the molecule, and then rotated molecule is reflected in a mirror which is placed perpendicular to the axis of rotation. जिस axis से rotate किया है, reflect उसने उससे perpendicular करना है. And if you get the same arrangement of atoms, similar structure, that means it has alternating rotational axis of symmetry. For example, so let us see the example. Let us take the example. Suppose you have this structure. Suppose you have here chlorine, hydrogen. Here you have fluorine, hydrogen. Okay, and here you have a hydrogen, chlorine, and here you have hydrogen and fluorine. So what symmetry element is already present in this structure?
Central symmetry.
Central symmetry, you can easily see it is already present in structure. If you join all identical points through straight lines, they will pass through some common point. So central symmetry is already there in this structure. Okay. So Suppose this is a rotational axis, okay, and suppose we rotate this structure at angle of 180 degrees. Suppose the structure is rotated at angle of 180 degree. So when you rotate it at 180 degree, so yes, what will be the position of these groups? What should I write over here? You rotate,
H आएगा,
क्या आएगा? हाइड्रोजन, नीचे
हाइड्रोजन Cl,
since we have rotated at 180 degree, that a group's name, they will goes on opposite side. So here you will get fluorine and hydrogen. Here you will have chlorine and hydrogen, and here you will have hydrogen and
hydrogen fluorine.
okay. So this structure is rotated at angle of 180 degree. What you will do next? Next is
Reflection करेंगे.
you will
Reflection.
reflect this structure in a mirror which is placed perpendicular to this axis of rotation. So this was your axis of rotation. So you have to reflect this molecule in perpendicular to this axis. So suppose this is your mirror. Okay, so you have to reflect in perpendicular to this axis. So what you will see when you reflect it? So when you reflect it, what you will see?
सर जो नीचे है वो
Sir, same molecule अपन को मिल जाएगा जेड़ा पहला सीगा.
When you will reflect it, जो नीचे वाले ग्रुप्स ने वो ऊपर चले जाएंगे, ऊपर वाले नीचे आ जाएंगे. So here you will get Cl, hydrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine and hydrogen. And both molecules you can see they are same. So you get this similar arrangement of atoms. So what axis, alternating rotational axis, this molecule have?
C4,
C4,
S2.
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 Sure.
Why S2? Because Sn means you have rotated at angle of 360 degree upon n and then reflect this rotated molecule in a plane perpendicular. And since we have rotated this molecule at 180 degree, so this means here n is 2. So this molecule, it has S2 rotational axis of symmetry. Okay, this has a S2 alternating rotational axis of symmetry. And you can also see this S2 also equivalent to S2 alternating rotational axis is also equivalent to center of symmetry. Okay, it is also equivalent to center of symmetry. So always remember S2 rotational alternating rotational axis of symmetry is equivalent to inversion center or center of symmetry. And similarly, if any molecule has S1 rotational axis of symmetry, it will be equivalent to plane of symmetry. So S2 is equal to inversion center and S1 is equivalent to plane of symmetry. Is clear?
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, any doubt?
Yes, sir.
So you have a three things basically. One is symmetry. Second is dissymmetry. And third one is symmetry. So you can define this by using this alternating rotational axis of symmetry. So if a molecule, so we will write this alternating rotational axis. Sn and simple rotational axis Cn and chirality. That's whether it's optically active or not. Now what will happen in case of asymmetry? What will happen in case of asymmetry? Alternating axis will be present there or absent in case of asymmetry?
Sir, absent हो गया.
It will be completely absent. Rotational axis, of course, other than C1 का होएगी. It will be present or absent?
Sir, present.
Present.
Absent. Asymmetric ਜਿਹੜਾ asymmetric structure है उसਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰੇ symmetry elements ਕੀ ਹੋਣਗੇ? Absent होंगे. And chirality, yes or no? Yes.
Present.
Yes, sir.
Chiral or optically active. In case of dissymmetry, alternating rotational axis,
Absent.
absent होएगी, present होएगी?
Absent.
Absent. Rotational axis
Maybe present.
or may not be present. ठीक है? And chirality, yes. Structure is chiral. And in case of symmetric structure, alternating rotational axis,
Present.
Present.
why present? Because if S1 is present, then it is equal to sigma plane of symmetry, and if S2 is present, that is equivalent to inversion center. तो चाहे inversion center है, चाहे plane of symmetry है, तो थोड़ी alternating rotational axis तो present होएगी. ठीक है? Rotational axis present, and okay, may be present, may not be present. Chirality,
No.
no. Structure will be achiral. So it is clear. So dissymmetry can be taken as cause of chirality or cause of optical activity. So this was very important point as far as exam is concerned. So these things are clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us move on to nomenclature of the stereoisomers. Nomenclature of stereoisomers, or in other words, it is also known as to assign configuration to stereoisomers. What do you mean by configuration? What do you understand by word configuration? What do you understand by this word configuration? पहला मेरी आवाज सारे ਨੂੰ ਸਾਫ਼ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ? Yes बेटे. Remaining students की बाकी सो रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then tell me, what is configuration? What do you understand by word configuration?
The three-dimensional structure of atom or
Word configuration means a particular arrangement. Okay, word configuration is used for a particular arrangement of atoms. Okay, in a space, in a three-dimensional space. Okay, एक particular arrangement of atoms है जेड़ा, that is called configuration. Now we have to assign configuration. That means we have to write name. We have to write nomenclature for a particular stereoisomer. For example, if you have a lactic acid, and we can know this lactic acid it exists in two kind of stereoisomers. That is, one is this one, another is this one. So both are lactic acids. So how we will differentiate between them? Both are enantiomers, okay, and both are lactic acid. So in order to differentiate in between these two kind of stereoisomers, we have to use some nomenclature method. We have to write some name to one enantiomer or one stereoisomer and another name to the another stereoisomer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what are different methods of
Yes, sir.
nomenclature by which we can write these naming to stereoisomers? What are different ways of these nomenclature, writing nomenclature?
So RS, EZ,
DL.
Okay,
DL.
so the very first method of nomenclature was relative configuration. So there are two kind of methods. One is relative configuration and another one is absolute configuration. So first one is relative configuration. This relative configuration, it is mainly used to assign name to either carbohydrates. This method was mainly used for carbohydrates and amino acids. Okay. This method was basically used for amino acids and carbohydrates. So what is this relative configuration? It is also capital D and capital L configuration. Is there any relation between small d and small l with capital D and capital L? Hanji bete, what is small d and small l? When we write small d and small l?
रोटेशन यूज करते हैं
Rotation.
left side to
Lever
left side.
rotatable.
Rotation of plane polarized light. ठीक है? And is there any relation between D and L and capital D and L? ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ last time, बहुत ही important point है. Is there any relation between them? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, there is no relation between them. A D isomer, okay, capital D may be dextrorotatory or it may be levorotatory. Similarly, L may be dextro or levo. So there is no relation between them. Both are different things. So in D and L configuration system or in relative configuration system, we assign configuration to our molecule with reference to, with respect to some standard reference compound. Since it is a relative configuration, so we have to assign configuration with respect to some standard reference compound. And what is that standard reference compound which is used to assign configuration D and L relative configuration? केड़ा standard reference लेने हैं ਆਪਾਂ?
फिर OH ग्रुप में देख रहे हैं कि लेफ्ट साइड
नहीं, OH ग्रुप तो देख रहे हैं बट कंपाउंड केड़ा लेने हैं? रेफरेंस कंपाउंड की है अपने कोल? उसे कंपाउंड मान लो किसी और
glyceraldehyde.
Yes. So standard reference compound which is used to assign relative configuration is a glyceraldehyde. Okay. And this method was given by Fischer and Rozanov, and Fischer was working on carbohydrates. So that's why he chose glyceraldehyde as his standard reference compound. So in glyceraldehyde, you have hydroxyl group, and this hydroxyl group may be on left side, it may be on right side. So what Fischer assumed, he assumed that since he knows there were two glyceraldehyde molecules, there are two enantiomeric glyceraldehyde molecules, so he simply assumed that in one molecule, this hydroxyl group is present on right side in Fischer projection, and in another glyceraldehyde molecule, this hydroxyl group is present on left side of Fischer projection. So what he simply do is he simply assumed that one glyceraldehyde is D-glyceraldehyde, and in D-glyceraldehyde, this hydroxyl group is present on right side. And in another glyceraldehyde, it is L-glyceraldehyde. He named it as L-glyceraldehyde, and he assumed that hydroxyl group is present on left side in that molecule. So he simply named them. उसने नेम किवें कीते नेमिंग किवें कीती उसने कोई मॉलिक्यूल्स देखे सी उस वक्त मान लो ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਉਸਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੀ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਦੋ ਬੋਤਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਗਲਿਸਰੈਲਡੀਹਾਈਡ ਸੀ मान लो ਉਸਦੇ ਕੋਲ ठीक है, in one bottle it was one glyceraldehyde, in another bottle it was another glyceraldehyde. ਤਾਂ ਉਸਨੇ D and L ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕੀਤਾ? ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਸਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਮੋਲੀਕਿਊਲ ਦੇਖੇ ਸੀ?
नो सर
ਜੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਸਾਈਡ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਦੂਜੀ ਬੋਤਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈਫਟ ਸਾਈਡ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਸਨੇ प्रॉपर्टीज ਤਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਬੇਟਾ प्रॉपर्टीज अलग-अलग हैं दोनों दी ठीक है, प्रॉपर्टीज किने अलग-अलग हैं ठीक है ना, बट उसने की किया अज्यूम ठीक है ना, उसने सिर्फ अज्यूम कर लिया ठीक है, उसने सिर्फ तुक्का मारिया भी इस दे विच इधर है उस दे विच उधर है ठीक है, एंड ही वाज करेक्ट लेटर ऑन जब उसकी एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर पता की ही वाज करेक्ट. So glyceraldehyde, one glyceraldehyde was taken as D-glyceraldehyde in which OH is on right side and another is L-glyceraldehyde in which OH is on left side. Now next question comes, why he choose glyceraldehyde? Why not some other compound? Why only glyceraldehyde to assign configuration? So what was the first point? Why he choose glyceraldehyde?
simplest molecule है.
Because first of all it is a simplest carbohydrate and Fisher किससे काम करता सीगा? Carbohydrates से, तो carbohydrate ही लेंदा to assign configuration. So it is the simplest carbohydrate and it can be easily converted into और बेटे नाल दी नाल नोट भी करते रहो, it can be easily converted into other carbohydrates by which reaction? याद है कोई reaction जिस नाल you can convert lower carbohydrate into higher carbohydrate? Chain lengthening method. Killiani-Fisher synthesis. So it can be converted by Killiani-Fisher synthesis. Okay, so you can assign configuration to other molecules also. And the second reason was this glyceraldehyde has carbonyl group over it. Okay, it has carbonyl group over it, which is very reactive. And this group is very reactive, so it can be easily converted into other compounds. Okay, it can be easily converted into the other compounds. So other compounds can also be assigned configuration with respect to glyceraldehyde. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, what is the principle of assigning relative configuration? What is this principle of assigning relative configuration? So basic fundamental principle to assign configuration is, मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ last time भी ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ, अगर ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ enantiomer ਹੈ, ਉਹ enantiomer ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੂਜੇ enantiomer ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ? There is only one way to convert that enantiomer into another enantiomer, or one stereoisomer to another stereoisomer. There is only one way by which we can do it. बोलो, मान लो ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਹੀ D और L glyceraldehyde ਨੇ, मान लो ਤੁਸੀਂ D ਨੂੰ L glyceraldehyde ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ? ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਟੇਟ ਕਰਕੇ,
solvent लेके
ਹਾਂਜੀ
एक particular solvent लेके जिस नाल चेंज हो जाए रिएक्शन नाल.
solvent ਨਾਲ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਏਗਾ? solvent ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਏਗਾ? what we have to do, ਚਲੋ ਆ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਖੋ, मान लो ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਹੀ ਨੇ ਦੋ D and L glyceraldehyde, ठीक है ना? how you will convert this D into L glyceraldehyde? अगर इस molecule flip कर दो 180 डिग्री ते, ਤਾਂ L glyceraldehyde ਬਣ ਜਾਏਗਾ।
Yes, sir.
यस,
Yes, sir.
ਮਿਸਟਰੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ ਬੋਤਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੀਗਲਿਸਰਾਈਡੇਟ ਹੋਈ ਪਿਆ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਬੋਤਲ ਨੂੰ ਫਲਿੱਪ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ 180 ਡਿਗਰੀ ਤੇ, ਉਹ ਐਲਗਲਿਸਰਾਈਡੇਹਾਈਡ ਬਣ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਉਸਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੋਲੀਕਿਊਲ। ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਸਟੀਰੀਓ ਕੈਮਿਸਟਰੀ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ। ਮੰਨ ਲਓ ਲੈਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੈਲਫ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ ਬੋਤਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੀਗਲਿਸਰਾਈਡੇਹਾਈਡ ਪਿਆ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਡੀਗਲਿਸਰਾਈਡੇਹਾਈਡ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਘੁਮਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦੋਗੇ, ਉਹ ਐਲਗਲਿਸਰਾਈਡੇਹਾਈਡ ਬਣ ਜਾਏਗਾ।
ਸਰ ਆਕਸੀਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਕੇ।
ਆਕਸੀਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਬੇਟੇ? ਆਕਸੀਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਣ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਅਗਰ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਆਕਸੀਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਦਿਸ CHO group it will become carboxylic group। ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਨਫਿਗਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਤਾਂ ਸੇਮ ਹੀ ਰਹੇਗੀ ਨਾ, OH ਰਾਈਟ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਰਹੇਗਾ।
ਯੈਸ ਸਰ।
ਹਾਂ, ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ? there is only one way by which you can convert one stereoisomer into another stereoisomer। और ये डेफिनेशन ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ डेफिनेशन याद करो कि ये stereoisomers ਦੀ
ਬੌਂਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰਕੇ।
बॉन्ड ब्रेक करके ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ? ਇਸ ਦਾ ਬੌਂਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ। that means you have to take diglyceraldehyde, you have to break this bond। which bond? bond over chiral carbon। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਹੋਰ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਬੌਂਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰੀ ਚਲੋ, ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਣਾ। ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ? you have to break bond over chiral carbon। that means you have to break bond between this carbon and this hydroxyl group। ਇਸ ਦਾ ਬੌਂਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ and then you will again reattach this hydroxyl group from the opposite side। ਆ ਰਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ? ਮੰਨ ਲਓ ਅਗਰ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਾਰਬੋਕਟਾਈਨ ਬਣਾਓਗੇ, ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ? ਕਾਰਬੋਕਟਾਈਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਈਡਰੋਕਸਿਲ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਕਿੱਧਰੋਂ ਅਟੈਕ ਕਰੇਗਾ? opposite side and you will get L। is it clear? ਆਇਆ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ?
Yes, sir.
So how you
Yes, sir.
convert one stereoisomer into another stereoisomer? The only way is by chemical reaction by breaking bond over chiral carbon। अगर chiral carbon ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ bond ਨਹੀਂ break ਹੁੰਦਾ, in that case its configuration will remain same or different। if you do some reaction और उस reaction ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ chiral carbon ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਉਸ chiral carbon ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਵਾਲਾ bond ਹੈ ਉਹ break ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, its configuration will remain same or it will become different।
Same रहेगी।
सेम रहेगी, ठीक है ना। ਤਾਂ ਕਨਫਿਗਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਦੋਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੌਂਡ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ? ਓਵਰ ਕਾਇਰਲ ਕਾਰਬਨ, ਓਵਰ ਸਟੀਰੀਓਜੈਨਿਕ ਕਾਰਬਨ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੋ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਬੌਂਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੋ, ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਕਚੁਅਲ ਕਨਫਿਗਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਟ ਵਿਲ ਰਿਮੇਨ ਸੇਮ। ਸੋ what will be the principle of assigning configuration relative to this glyceraldehyde? जिस कंपाउंड की कॉन्फ़िगरेशन अपन ने असाइन करनी है, ठीक है, जिस कंपाउंड की कॉन्फ़िगरेशन अपन ने असाइन करनी है, either that compound जैसी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन अपन ने असाइन करनी है, either that compound can be synthesized, either that compound can be synthesized or prepared from D or L glyceraldehyde, or it can be converted into D or L glyceraldehyde। Condition is जिस कंपाउंड की अपने कॉन्फ़िगरेशन असाइन करनी है, या तो that compound can be synthesized from D or L glyceraldehyde or it can be converted into D or L glyceraldehyde। Condition is without, बोलो, without
Breaking of bonds.
breaking of, yes, without breaking of bond over which carbon?
Chiral carbon.
At chiral carbon। ठीक है, कंडीशन है कि chiral carbon का बॉन्ड ब्रेक नहीं होना चाहिए। without breaking bond over stereogenic carbon. Better word is stereogenic carbon. Okay, stereogenic carbon is also sometimes called chiral carbon. And if your compound is prepared from diglyceraldehyde, then its relative configuration will be, अगर
D.
prepare होया है
D.
या D ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ convert ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦੀ relative configuration ਕਿਹੜੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ?
D.
D.
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ D ਤੋਂ prepare ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ D ਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ convert ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. So its configuration will be D. On the other hand, if your compound can be synthesized from L-glyceraldehyde or it can be converted back into L-glyceraldehyde, in that case, its relative configuration will be
L.
L. Okay, so this is basic principle to assign relative configuration. For example, suppose you have glyceric acid. Now, glyceric acid means your CHO group is oxidized into carboxylic group. So this is glyceric acid. Okay, this is glyceric acid. Now, suppose you have given a sample of glyceric acid. Okay, suppose you have a sample of glyceric acid, but you don't know whether it's a D-glyceric acid or L-glyceric acid. So what you will do? What you will do is, bolo.
Glyceraldehyde convert करेंगे सर पहले.
हाँ, you will take both diglyceraldehyde. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਨੋਟ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਬੁੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ. So you will take diglyceraldehyde, you will take L-glyceraldehyde. Okay, you will take a diglyceraldehyde and L-glyceraldehyde. So what you will do is, you will convert this both into glyceric acid, and then you will check which glyceric, by how you will check? By checking its physical properties. You will match their physical properties. In enantiomers ਦੀਆਂ physical properties, or you will check their optical rotation. ठीक है, enantiomers कितने differ करते हैं? In their optical rotation. So what you will do is, you will convert D into glyceric acid, L into glyceric acid, and then you will check their optical rotation. ਉਹ optical rotation ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਚ ਕਰੇਗੀ, ਅਗਰ ਉਹ DL ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ glyceric acid, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ glyceric acid ਦਾ ਸੈਂਪਲ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਦੂਸਰਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੰਥੇਸਾਈਜ਼ਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਮੈਚ ਕਰੇਗੀ, that will be your configuration. That will be your configuration of that compound. Okay, so how you will convert this CHO group into carboxylic group? By which reaction?
Oxidation.
Oxidation by using bromine water.
Water.
So when you use bromine water, okay, so here also you will put a bromine water. Okay, and you will get glyceric acid. And it was found, suppose कि जेड़ा थोड़े को sample है, that glyceric acid and this glyceric acid which is obtained from D-glyceraldehyde, both have same optical rotation. Okay, they have a same optical rotation. Your glyceric acid and glyceric acid obtained from D-glyceraldehyde. So what's the configuration of your glyceric acid sample? की assign करोगे उसकी?
D.
D. अगर L वाले के नाल मैच कर दी, you will write down it L.
L.
So this is a way by which you assign relative configuration. So in the next lecture, we will continue with this.